Hey, what's happening? Before we get into this halftime analysis, go ahead and click that subscribe and like button for us so we can go ahead and chop this thing up today. We got some stuff for you today, and we definitely are going to be chopping it up on this first half. But again, before we get this thing started, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button for your boy. We'll see you in a sec. Ghost.
Birdcage.
Well, I told you we were going to see you in a second, so let's go ahead and get to it. Rocking the red helmets today, doing our thing. Let's talk about this first half, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the halftime analysis presented to you by the Birdcage. I am the historian Ryan Walker. You know how we're going to chop this thing up. Let's go. So, we have a situation where we honestly should be up right now. Let's just keep it real. We've been in the red zone a couple of times and we've seen our offense sputter. I got to put one of those on Ritter. Yeah, I'm a Ritter fan. I'm supporting him. But when we're on the red zone and throwing, you had a Kyle Pitts that was wide open and you just threw it out of the end zone. So, that's no excuse. That was an easy six right there. It should have been a pitch and catch. Now, talking about throwing the ball on the inside of the red zone, I think Arthur Smith has heard everybody talking about using the big bodies that are in there. But on the 1 inch yard line, I think we should have just went on ahead and just tried to run it in with Bijan or Tyler, or mainly Tyler Algier, because Algier is a guy that falls forward when he is hit. He's one of those guys that still keep coming with it. But let's just look at some of the stats right now. We already know Ritter has one interception that was just a bad ball. Truthfully, he should have had 3 picks today. Let's just be real. The last pick that would have happened, he threw it directly to a cornerback trying to target London, which honestly, London didn't sell that route. But hey, thank God it wasn't a pick six. Would have been a lot worse. The other interception that would have happened was earlier in the game when he got hit and he threw it up in the air and it was just tipped and it fell down. So luckily, we only have one interception. He's got one touchdown pass and he's got 105 yards today throwing out of 12 out of 18 attempts. Solid. Bijan Robinson, 9 carries, 72 yards. He left somebody's ankles right there within that red zone to help us pick up that first down to put us in position to score before the half. Bijan Robinson's, how can I say, his value has definitely been worth what we got. He's been coming in here, picking up, making plays, doing things that we have lacked on third downs. He's been helping us out, even with the 4th and 1 that he helped convert within the red zone to help us out. Bijan is worth every penny that we've had. I was one of the ones who was a little skeptical about taking a running back in the first round. I'm mistaken. So forgive me. I'll say that again. I have no problem with saying it. I thought we should have went defense, but this guy is literally keeping us in ball games and doing things that we haven't had out of the backfield in a while. That's not to take away from Tyler Algier. This kid, Bijan Robinson, adds another element to our attack, and he's shown that. Another guy I got to give a shout out to. We finally have a Jonnu Smith sighting. You apparently have seen Jonnu Smith make a couple of plays in this game that really makes you think. The last catch that he made to put us within the red zone to strike and score was a beautiful catch. But the play that I think that really stands out to me is when you saw Jonnu Smith open up a hole for Bijan Robinson to get through on that 4th and 1, where he made a hell of a block to open that lane up for him. So Jonnu Smith brings a lot of added value. Got to get better at getting a little bit of pressure. Defense has been solid. We gave up a touchdown. I get it. We've got to get better at being able to stop these guys from coming in and out of their breaks and doing what they're doing. AJ Dillon, he's one of those guys who gets stronger as the game goes along. Defense, we've just got to make better tackles. Got to wrap up. Just got to make sure we bring them down to the ground. We're solid right now, but the other guy that's going to be used in the second half a little bit more for Green Bay is going to be Luke Musgrave. Our defense has to have someone to spy him to make sure he's not running free, because he has a little bit of TJ Hawkinson in it. Let's just be honest. When we look at our secondary has performed solid this this first half. We've been solid. Jesse Bates being Jesse Bates, making plays, making tackles. David Ayameta has showed up today. Seen a couple of tackles out of him, seen him clogging up the holes. Calais Campbell, Old Man River, he's made a couple of plays. He also got shook out of his shoes by Jordan Love. But, you know, hey, young kid against those old legs. But let's talk about the Falcons and the Green Bay Packers comparison to what they've been doing. We've got 14 first downs. They have 9. We have 5 passing first downs. We also have 8 rushing first downs. So we've had a good balance. Play calling has been solid so far, except in that red zone. That red zone play calling has just not been good. That last play before the half, that was a very good play call. But when we're in the red zone, we've got to come away with points. We can't just keep coming away with 3 points, period. And speaking of points, Young Wei Koo, he's got a hit. He's missed more than he's hit this year. And we've got to have consistency out of that kicker position. You know, we got you here. You've been balling for us for a minute. You can't miss extra points that close, because points that are left on that board or left on the field, that's going to cost us later on in the game. That field goal is going to cost us if we lose that ball game, because that's extra points that we could have. But we're not going to blame it all on that. You know, we just have to get consistent. But if you notice, when there's a rhythm with this offense, we're able to move the ball methodically, whether it's running the ball, whether it's passing the ball. These guys have been mixing it up today. I mean, it's not as vanilla as it was last week. And I think Arthur Smith heard the criticisms, and I think he's starting to open up their playbook a little bit, because that Green Bay front seven is good. Ritter's been hit a couple of times today. Got to give it to him. There was one particular pass that he made to Drake, where he tossed it over the middle, and hands down, he ended up getting drilled right in his chest and putting it on the money. I got to give it to him. He put it in a tight window while he got drilled. But we have to have that consistently. You can't be in a position to where you're just going to throw the ball in certain places and just give defenders an opportunity to break on it and make a play, whether it's knocking it down or catching an interception. I've only seen 3 real bad throws from him today. Just 3. I got to give him his credit as well. He used his legs today. He ran. This is an element that we must use with him. I got to give it to him when they ran the quarterback sneak in the red zone the last time we didn't get in. That was a hell of a play call. We have to get in a position to where we're going to be able to capitalize and score points when our defense gets us the ball back. We were able to hold them. This is a high-powered offense that we've been able to hold. And if you look at it, we've actually won the time of possession with this game. We have held the ball. We've had the ball for 36 total plays in the first half. They only had 27. The third down efficiency, we're practically have the same numbers. We are 3-6. And we are 3-6 right now. Also, with fourth down conversion, we're 1 out of 2. We were pretty much the 2 times we went for it, we got it once, we didn't get it. So we're 1 out of 2. We have a total of 212 yards totally with offense today to their 118. They had over 200 yards last week against the Bears in the first half. Our defense has held up so far. Not saying it's perfect, because you got guys that are getting paid on that other side of the football. But at the end of the day, the defense has been literally keeping us in this ball game and keeping these guys out of the end zone. So I have to tip my cap to this defense. Bend but don't break, but they make plays happen. All right. So now the other thing that we have to look at too, with rushing the football, we've had 18 rush attempts to their 14. We've averaged 5.9 yards a carry. We're literally averaging half of a first down every time we run the football. 5.9 yards a carry. That's good. That means we're getting after their front 7. We must continue to get after that front 7, because if we don't get after that front 7, that's going to keep them to where they can pin their ears back and they can come straight at Ritter and make him uncomfortable. If we can keep them honest, we can keep this run game balanced with the passing game, we're going to keep them off balance. We've got to continue to do that. And we've got to continue to have plays that are going to put us in positions to get first downs, to run up the clock, that are going to put us in positions to get in the red zone and get touchdowns, not field goals, but touchdowns. So outside of that, we've had 3 penalties. They've had 3 penalties. The biggest penalty that we had was when AJ Terrell ended up with that pass interference, which I think that was the smartest thing to do. A lot of people were crying and complaining. Here's the thing. If AJ Terrell does not have a pass interference, that was a walk-in 6. Literally a walk-in 6, because Jordan Love put that ball on the rope and AJ did what he had to do. So that's where we have a majority of the yards that came in at. But the other two, offensive line, false starts, a little jumpy. We'll get that. We'll definitely get that. And then the last one, Jake Matthews got a little physical where he had a guy by the face man. So hands to the face. So those are our 3 penalties. I can honestly say that the only issue I had was when we turned the ball over one time. But I got to give it to Ritter. He shook it off. He came back, and he's showing some fire. Right before the half, you pretty much saw the fact that this quarterback's got some fire to him. A lot of people say, oh, well, I don't know. He's not that guy. Here's the thing. Let the games play out. Let the games play out. You can't just sit there and say a guy is not that guy. I'm sorry. Now, if he continues to win and he continues, regardless if the stats are ugly or not, hey, he's winning. The whole thing is, and an objective for a quarterback is not to turn over the ball and win. He's had 1 turnover plus the 2 bad passes that he had that could have been picked off. So truthfully, he really has played a solid game. You can say what you want. I don't care. I don't have no feelings towards it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and it's fine. We live in America. We can do that. But at the end of the day, we've got to start converting. Even with Ritter having those turnovers and things, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. Point blank, period. We have to continue to keep attacking. Possession in the first half, we had 15 minutes and 43 seconds to their 14 minutes and 17 seconds. We had the ball a little bit more. We've been in the red zone a little bit more. And the thing is, we've got to be in a situation where we score. Period. Got to keep attacking. You must keep your foot on the gas. And I'll be honest with you. I'd like to see Kyle Pitts get the ball a little bit more. We got Jonnu Smith. They have another guy who they have to look out for. I think we need to have a little bit more packages because we saw both of them on the field at the same time. I think we need to have more packages with those two on the field because who are you going to stop? You got Jonnu, you got Pitts. Who are you going to stop? And then you got Drake on the outside. That makes it very hard. And you have Bijan coming out of the backfield. I think that we definitely are going to see more creative things that are going to happen with that passing game, as well as we're going to be running a lot of stretch plays out of the spread. But we've just got to continue to attack. Once we keep this game balanced and keep them honest, we're going to score more points. We just got to get it in the end zone. Can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot. So this is all I have for now. We're actually going to do a post-game show. Party line. I expect a party line today. I don't expect a benediction, but hey, we got to make sure that it's what it is. I'm speaking it into existence. It's Sunday. I prayed today. I've listened to a little gospel music before the game to kind of keep me balanced. A little bit of that whinings. Let's just say this here: if we end up putting ourselves in position to win this ball game, it's going to be because we keep attacking. That is how we're going to win. So I expect the party line today. We're going to open it up to the fans today, and we're going to make sure that we have everything squared away for you guys to come in and chop it up with myself and the magnificent Birdcage crew. So we will see you after the game. You guys be blessed and stay safe. Peace.